This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad. Oh, this is the day that the Lord has made. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
A reading from the second book of Samuel. After Nathan had spoken to King David, the king went in and sat before the Lord and said, "Who am I, Lord God, and who are the members of my house, that you have brought me to this point? Yet even this you see as too little, Lord God. You have also spoken of the house of your servant for a long time to come. This too you have shown to man, Lord God. You have established for yourself your people Israel as yours forever, and you, Lord, have become their God. And now, Lord God, confirm for all time the prophecy you have made concerning your servant and his house, and do as you have promised. Your name will be forever great, when men say, 'The Lord of hosts is God of Israel,' and the house of your servant David stands firm before you. It is you, Lord of hosts, God of Israel, who said in a revelation to your servant, 'I will build a house for you.' Therefore, your servant now finds the courage to make this prayer to you. And now, Lord God, you are God and your words are true. You have made this generous promise to your servant. Do then bless the house of your servant, that it may be before you forever, for you, Lord God, have promised. And by your blessing of the house of your servant shall be blessed forever." The word of the Lord. The Lord God will give him the throne of David, his father. Lord, remember David in all his anxious care, how he swore an oath to the Lord and vowed to the mighty one of Jacob. I will not enter the house where I live, nor lie on the couch where I sleep. I will give my eyes no sleep, my eyelids no rest, till I find a home for the Lord, a dwelling for the mighty one of Jacob. The Lord swore an oath to David, a firm promise from which he will not withdraw. Your own offspring I will set upon your throne. If your sons keep my covenant and the decrees which I shall teach them, their sons too forever shall sit upon your throne. For the Lord has chosen Zion, he prefers her for his dwelling. Zion is my resting place forever. In her I will dwell, for I prefer her. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. A lamp to my feet is your word, a light to my path.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. One day Jesus said to his disciples, "Is a lamp brought in to be placed under a bushel basket or under a bed, and not to be placed on a lampstand? For there is nothing hidden except to be made visible. Nothing is secret except to come to light. Anyone who has ears to hear ought to hear." He also told them, "Take care of what you hear. The measure with which you measure will be measured out to you, and still more will be given to you. To the one who has, more will be given. From the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
The wonderful images in the Gospel of Mark today are shared with us always to help us to become more aware, to wake us up, and to convince us to change what we ought to be changing so that we might have the inner peace we all long for. And in order to have that inner peace, at the same time, we will automatically become more like Christ, who is the light of the world. And if we allow Christ to live within us and welcome Christ who dwells within us, if we're aware of his presence within us, then we will become more like him. And so the story of the lamp that's brought to be placed, it is not used to be hidden, but to be placed in a place where it can shine its light. And we don't have much time on this earth. Even if we live to be 100, it's not much time when we step back and see the big picture of millions, billions of years. Very small opportunity that we have to share his light and not to dwell in the darkness. And so any thoughts, words, or deeds that are not nice, that are unkind, they just simply indicate for some reason we're not seeing either the light within ourselves or within other people. When you really sense and are convinced that Christ dwells in you, then you behave like Christ. And when you sense and are convinced that Christ is in others, even our enemy, we treat them differently. And it's an opportunity to love the Christ that dwells within and the Christ that dwells in every human being. And it's good news for us. There is still time in the short lives that we will live, even if we live to be 100 or more, please God, in good health. Nonetheless, let us not waste a moment preferring the dark to the light, thinking that living in darkness will really protect us and please God, when in truth it makes us very vulnerable, and in truth, instead of protecting God, it's hurtful to the Lord. When, Lord, did I hurt you? When you did it not only to the least, but also when you did it to someone who may not be the least.